हेलो, गुड इवनिंग, नमस्ते, सत श्री अकाल एंड वेलकम व्यूअर्स। क्योंकि आज जो वेलकम है ना वो बहुत खुश होके है, वो चाहे दिल से है, वो चकते इंडिया बैकग्राउंड में चल रहा है उससे है, क्योंकि इंडिया पहुंच गई है चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी के फाइनल में। और 14 साल बाद ऑस्ट्रेलिया को एक नॉक आउट मैच में हराया है। अब आज के जो हम बात करने वाले हैं, बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग चर्चा होने वाली है। फाइनल्स की क्या प्रिपरेशन रहेंगी इस मैच में, विराट कोहली की वो विराट पारी, चेज मास्टर जाने जाते हैं, सबके बारे में बात करेंगे। बट शुरुआत करेंगे अपने इंट्रोडक्शन से। हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं विनम्र, रोहित और प्रसन्नजीत। विनम्र, आपसे शुरुआत करूंगा, कैसी खुशी हो रही है यार?
बहुत ज्यादा हो रही है इस टाइम पे, क्योंकि मैच के पहले मेरा यही था कि यार 2023 ओडीआई वर्ल्ड कप का जो बदला है ना, वो बदला लेना है ऑस्ट्रेलिया से। और बिल्कुल वैसी वाली फीलिंग थी मैच के पहले भी, और अब मैच के बाद बिल्कुल वैसी ही फीलिंग है। बाहर पटाखे बज रहे हैं, हॉर्न बज रहे हैं, लोग जश्न मना रहे हैं। मैं भी बहुत खुश हूँ। एक टाइम के लिए लग रहा था कि भाई क्या होगा मैच के बीच में, कभी लग रहा था कि इनकी तरफ जा रहा है, कभी लग रहा था कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया की तरफ है, कभी लग रहा था इंडिया की तरफ है। बट बहुत रिलीव्ड, बहुत ज्यादा रिलीव्ड फील कर रहा हूँ। वेरी वेरी हैप्पी, जस्ट सो हैप्पी। जो आपने स्टैट बताया 14th, मतलब ऑस्ट्रेलिया को हराया इन द नॉकआउट्स आफ्टर 14 इयर्स, दैट्स ह्यूज एंड आई एम वेरी वेरी एक्साइटेड एंड हैप्पी।
प्रसन्नजीत, मैच जब चल रहा था थोड़ा थोड़ा सा कहीं ना कहीं डाउट आ रहा था कि यार मैच फंस ना जाए, क्योंकि हम देख रहे थे कि रोहित और गिल की जो पार्टनरशिप हुई थी स्टार्टिंग में, थोड़ा सा अच्छा स्टार्ट दिया था रोहित शर्मा ने स्टार्टिंग में जो इंटेंट दिखाया था। बट देखिए थे 8 या 7 ओवर के बीच में जब रोहित शर्मा भी आउट हो गए, उसके बाद थोड़ा सा लगा था कि यार स्पिनर्स अभी आ रहे हैं। डू यू थिंक कि थोड़ा सा मैच फंसा था बीच में?
Yeah, definitely. So after India lost both the wickets of Gill and Rohit, because if you see, वही सेम टाइप की शुरुआत हुई थी, and we were almost going to see the same sort of catch as Travis had took in the 2023 final, and
Thank God.
that didn't happen. Labuschagne couldn't take it this time, but ultimately again Rohit couldn't score much. He was looking in good touch, but ultimately it didn't pan out into a big knock. But thankfully we had two reliable batters, informed batters like Kohli and Shreyas at number 3 and 4, and what they did was too good. They just kept on going with the pace of the game, didn't rush too much, and that partnership was very crucial to get India back in the game. मैच थोड़ा फंसा हुआ था, लेकिन जैसे उन्होंने बैट किया विद कंपोजर, आई थिंक दैट्स वेयर द मैच वेंट कंप्लीटली आउट ऑफ हैंड ऑफ फ्रॉम ऑस्ट्रेलिया। एंड बाद में भी हो सकता था, लेकिन केएल राहुल में जैसे आके फिर वो एग्रेसिव इंटेंट से बैट किया, जैसे उन्होंने पारी संभाला, तो वहीं पे मैच निकल गया पूरा।
केएल राहुल एंड एग्रेसिव इंटेंट बहुत रेयरली हम यूज करते हैं एक साथ, बट वी सॉ व्हाट केएल राहुल इज केपेबल ऑफ। रोहित, वी सॉ कि सेकंड इनिंग्स जैसे भी शुरुआत हुई थी, बट मुझे लगता है कि 265 रन्स टारगेट वाज एटलीस्ट 20-25 रन शॉर्ट, एंड मे बी इट वाज बिकॉज ऑफ दैट श्रेयस अय्यर्स थ्रो। डू यू थिंक द मैन ऑफ द मैच कैन बी गिवन टू श्रेयस अय्यर फॉर दैट थ्रो ओनली?
And I think that the way Alex Carey was batting, Australia had 3 more overs left. I think when Carey was run out, and that run out completely changed the complexion of the first innings, because in those 3 overs, Australia did not score much. And if Carey was there, with India's death bowling options, Shami and Hardik did not actually hit the right channel. So I would say like they saved up 20 runs there, and that eventually probably won them the game. Will he get the man of the match award? I don't know, but he'll definitely get the fielding medal. He's getting that fielding medal for sure.
We'll be talking about some key points in this live. तो viewers आप अपने comments जरूर छोड़ते रहेंगे, क्योंकि हम आपके comments भी पढ़ते रहेंगे. But moving forward to the second innings, शुरुआत से start करते हैं. आज शुभमन गिल हमने देखा कि MRF बैट की legacy forward लेके चल रहे हैं. वो पहले हमारे गॉड थे, मास्टर ब्लास्टर थे, फिर किंग कोहली आए और अब प्रिंस ऑफ क्रिकेट आ गए हैं. Vinamra, we were expecting some high key runs today from Shubman Gill because he is batting at an average of 60. But knockout tournaments में, knockout matches में शुभमन गिल का बल्ला थोड़ा सा कम से कम नीचे आ जाता है. डू यू थिंक कि हम फाइनल में उनसे कुछ एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं इस बार?
आई थिंक थ्रू आउट दिस टूर्नामेंट या फिर ओडीआईज में ही बात करें, अगर चाहे वो 2023 ओडीआई वर्ल्ड कप की बात करें या फिर इस टूर्नामेंट की बात करें, इससे पहले ओडीआई सीरीज थी उसके बारे में बात करें, आई थिंक कंसिस्टेंसी फॉर शुभमन गिल इज नॉट एट ऑल अ प्रॉब्लम व्हेन इट कम्स टू वन और टू मैचेस व्हेन ही डजंट परफॉर्म और डजंट स्कोर एज मेनी रन्स एज वी एक्सपेक्ट हिम टू डू. आई डोंट थिंक इट्स अ कॉज ऑफ कंसर्न टू बी ऑनेस्ट, बिकॉज कंसिस्टेंसी वहां पे उनकी हमेशा देखने को मिली है, उसमें मेरी कोई डाउट नहीं है, इसलिए नंबर 1 ओडीआई बैटर भी हैं. तो आई थिंक फाइनल में एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं कि इनसे रन ऑब्वियसली कर सकते हैं, बट ऑब्वियसली आई वुडंट से दैट यू हैव टू solely depend on him to get runs, because we have other three batsmen as well who are also number 10 in the ICC men's top 10 batting rankings. तो ऑब्वियसली शुभमन गिल से कहीं कहीं एक्सपेक्टेशन होंगी आपको कि यार इनके बल्ले से रन लगेंगे. आज नहीं लगे वो अलग बात है, लास्ट मैच पे भी नहीं लगे थे, बट when it comes to a big stage or a big match performance, I think Shubman Gill steps up and takes चार्ज. तो फाइनल में एक्सपेक्ट तो जरूर कर सकते हैं, बट सोली मैं ये नहीं कहूंगा कि भाई इन्हीं पे ही प्रेशर डाल दो कि ये सब फाइनल में परफॉर्म करना ही है इनको. ऑब्वियसली उनको पता ही है वो चीज, उनकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी अच्छे से निभाते आए हैं वो हमेशा से, बट सोली अगर उन पर प्रेशर डाला जाए तो वो अलग चीज है, बट रोल अपना रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी फुलफिल करना फाइनल में डेफिनेटली एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं उनसे. सो या
हर मैचेस में हम देखते हैं कि पॉजिटिव्स निकलते हैं जब आपकी टीम जीतती है, तो हम कुछ ऐसे इंटरेस्टिंग पॉइंट्स के बारे में बात करेंगे जो थोड़े से नेगेटिव हैं, बट वी शुड बी टॉकिंग अबाउट बिकॉज इट्स बेटर टू टॉक अबाउट देम फाइनल से पहले. एंड रोहित शर्मा का इंटेंट हम चाहे कितनी ही तारीफ कर ले, बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू नॉकआउट मैचेस, व्हेन इट कम्स टू क्रूशियल मैचेस, 28 रन 20 रन की वो पारी शायद से इतना इंपैक्ट नहीं डाल पाती. एंड प्रसन्नजीत, वी सॉ दैट रोहित वाज स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम बॉल 1, जो हम जानते हैं एंड वी न्यू. But he got 2 chances. Still, he was not able to capitalize the innings. 28 runs in this innings. When you know that Australia has a good bowling attack, good spinning attack, he should have batted a little more. Prasanjit, you're not audible.
Yeah, so I think in these knockout matches, you definitely need to take up more responsibility. But if you see with Rohit, that's a brand of cricket he has accepted. He wants to play like that, and he has always told that this is my role, this is what I am going to do going forward. And this has been happening not just now, for a long time now. So अब अगर हम उनको बोले कि नहीं थोड़ा सा देख के खेलना चाहिए था, थोड़ा सा रुक के खेलो, तो वो सही नहीं होगा, क्योंकि इंडिया इज ऑलरेडी प्लेइंग विद अ वेरी डीप बैटिंग लाइनअप. जडेजा इज बैटिंग एट नंबर 8, so they have the depth. Even if Rohit Sharma fails, definitely he can go on, the entire Indian batting lineup can go on and chase this target down, even if Rohit Sharma fails. But if he goes on and gets a good knock of, say, quick 50-60 runs, then the match is already in India's favor early on in the innings. So वो बहुत मैटर करता है. हाँ, यहाँ पे उनका नहीं चला, 28 रन पे आउट हो गए, बट अल्टीमेटली आई थिंक दैट इंटेंट इज समथिंग ही शुड गो फॉरवर्ड विथ. यहाँ पे मैं बोल रहा हूँ he should go forward with, but I don't know if India win the final, we might see the last of Kohli and Rohit in ODIs also.
Oh, that's really hurtful for me as well. शायद से viewers भी थोड़ा hurt तो हो जाएंगे because it's a hard reality, it's a harsh truth.
I'm not saying that they will be dropped or something, but they might consider retirement from this format.
नहीं भगवान ऐसा ना.
बट चलिए फाइनल से पहले थोड़ा सा स्कोर कार्ड भी हमारे सामने है. हम देख रहे हैं कि विराट कोहली की एक विराट पारी आ गई है. हम जानते हैं विराट कोहली को चेज मास्टर. विराट कोहली को ईगोइस्टिक बोला गया जब वो 2015 के सेमीफाइनल में अगेंस्ट ऑस्ट्रेलिया आउट हुए थे जॉनसन के अगेंस्ट. 2019 के सेमीफाइनल में जब विराट आउट हुए ट्रेंट बोल्ट के सामने एलबीडब्ल्यू, तो उन्हें चोकली बोला गया. बट आज की पारी में विराट कोहली ने फिर से दिखा दिया कि क्यों वो विराट कोहली है, क्यों वो चेज मास्टर है. Rohit, 84 runs, 95 balls. Do you think this is one of the best innings Virat has ever played in the ODI format?
In a knockout game, I think Kohli gauged the situation perfectly and played at the right tempo. Obviously, he has that experience and he keeps doing this, every game. Like we have seen him doing it over the years. But the one factor here is Kohli is not at his best. Like we all understand that in the last couple of years, he's not the Virat Kohli that he used to be. And even then, to single-handedly carry this lineup every single time under pressure, he did that again in the T20 World Cup final as well against South Africa. Again, it was Kohli standing at one end and carrying the team. And here again, so last year, 2023 in the semi-finals against New Zealand, he was the one scoring a century. So I think just even when he's not at his best, Kohli just understands the game situations and what he needs to do. He understands his weakness. For example, in that game against Pakistan, he was not at his best even against spinners. So he was struggling against the part-timers as well. Even today, he was not at his best against Cooper Conley. But he was determined to just play out those phases and just ensure that the strike is rotated so that the scoreboard keeps ticking. And during that Kohli Iyer partnership, there was zero pressure on India the entire duration of that partnership because the runs kept coming through singles and doubles, even if the boundaries were just not coming. And that partnership sort of pegged Australia back because they had seen an opening after the 2 wickets fell, and with this partnership, India sort of just came back into the game from where Kohli could just play his customary role and just tick over the runs. So I think just that temperament and that understanding to how to pace his innings, just next level batting, man. I mean, like no words.
That's why we call him the chase master, the King Kohli, because he knows the situation. And अब लोग जानेंगे शायद से कि ODI फॉर्मेट एक ऐसा फॉर्मेट है जहाँ पे strike rotation is more important than boundaries. And what we saw with Iyer and Virat Kohli today was strike rotation. Like Rohit said कि मैच कैसे चल रहा था, प्रेशर नहीं आ रहा था, चाहे सिंगल डबल आ रहे थे, but score was ticking and Australia was feeling the pressure.
I'll just add one more thing. Steven Smith was brilliant with his captaincy. He was not giving anything. Like there was a fielder placed for Kohli's customary shot through third man and Gully. There was a short mid-off and short mid-on in place for almost throughout the innings for Kohli. He just was not getting those easy singles, both of them, Iyer and Kohli, and still they were milking the fields and getting those singles. The Australian spinners were not at their best, obviously, but still to do that with that field, keep the scoreboard ticking even when they were not getting the boundaries, like that partnership just changed the game.
I think, just to add to what Rohit Bhai said, to come in at number 3 when you have your openers out, Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill. Obviously, Shubman Gill got out early. Then you had Rohit Sharma also got out a little early. Then you needed someone to kind of absorb the pressure at that moment and kind of build the innings, which Virat Kohli does very well. We've seen that over the years and over many seasons and everything. So I think at that point, this was very crucial for him to kind of keep rotating the strike, maybe not hit big shots as such and take more singles, which he did fabulously well. And Shreyas Iyer also. So coming to that partnership also between Shreyas Iyer and Virat Kohli, which was very crucial at that point. You needed someone to kind of absorb the pressure and then take the innings forward. So I think both did a fantastic job वहाँ पे. It felt like a game of tennis literally. That दोनों strike rotate कर रहे हैं और मजे ले रहे हैं ऐसे Australians के. So it was quite a delight to watch.
जहाँ पे हम नंबर 3 के ग्रेटेस्ट इंडियन बैटर नंबर 3 की बात करते हैं, वहाँ पे हम ग्रेटेस्ट नंबर 4 की भी बात कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज श्रेयस अय्यर एट द स्टेप्स, he is actually at the steps of becoming one of the best number 4 batter India has ever had. Prasanjit, moving forward with Shreyas Iyyer's innings only, 45 runs he scored. The way he got out, it was like कि शायद से वो थोड़ा उतावलापन दिखा रहे थे, जो हम उनसे एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर रहे थे. But do you think he would have led Indian team थोड़ा सा और closer? You're not audible.
Yeah, I think definitely, yes, he could have stayed a little bit longer. And if he would have stayed a little bit longer, I think India would have finished the match much earlier. And talking about his dismissal, you can see that he was kind of trying to play a cross-batted shot here. So on this track, which is slow and doesn't have enough bounce on it, so to play such kind of shots is always risky. Shubman Gill also got out in the same way. He was trying to run the ball down the third man region, and same way he got out, he got played on. So I think, he could have definitely batted a bit longer, but I won't have any complaints about that because he has obviously done well. He has been very consistent to score 40 plus runs in that situation. Also, that was also a big thing in a knockout encounter, and that partnership work with Kohli was very, very crucial.
And like we say कि हम हमेशा अपनी लाइफ में अपने डिस्कशंस में एक नंबर 5 के स्लॉट की हमेशा बात करते रहते हैं. हम देखते हैं कि क्यों गौतम गंभीर का इतना ऑब्सेशन है लेफ्ट राइट कॉम्बिनेशन से, क्यों केएल राहुल नंबर 6 पे आ रहे हैं. बट जब ये चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी से स्टार्ट हुआ है, नंबर 5 पे जब तक अक्षर पटेल को प्रमोट किया गया है, ही हैज परफॉर्म. आप उनके सामने देख सकते हैं कि 27 रन हैं, बट दैट 27 रन बहुत अच्छे तरीके से आए, बहुत अच्छे टाइम पे आए, क्योंकि श्रेयस अय्यर का विकेट गिरा था एंड इंडिया को एक पार्टनरशिप चाहिए थी, एक छोटी पार्टनरशिप चाहिए थी, एंड अक्षर पटेल प्रूव्ड इट अगेन. Rohit, if we just can say कि Akshar Patel has fixed his spot. Number 5 is now Akshar Patel's position. Do you think it'll be the right to say?
Yeah, see, first of all, Axar, before the Champions Trophy, I did not have Axar in my 15 because I thought Sundar could do a better job. But the way he has batted at number 5, and if there is a minor complaint about that Kohli Iyer partnership, it is that Iyer probably got a lot of boundary balls from the spinners and he kept rotating. Obviously, the game situation was also that it was necessary to sort of resurrect. But once Iyer fell, like once that wicket fell, there was that need to get the boundaries. And Kohli, obviously, like he's going to anchor the whole innings, it was clear. So somebody had to take on the bowling. And Akshar came in, he hit those two boundaries of, I think, Maxwell Zampa. And that sort of shifted the momentum that, gave India the impetus again because a wicket had fallen, but India are still, driving this chase. And Akshar did that with, obviously Kohli was there at the other end, but Akshar took that momentum and, sort of pushed the game forward after that wicket. And again, like he has done a brilliant job at number 5 for India so far. So, I mean, he averages almost 50. I think that is as good as any top order batter can get. So, yeah.
So we are fixing Akshar at number 5 in future.
Yeah, I mean, these are an alternative. Like the way he has played, how do you just move him anywhere else at the moment?
But what has even KL Rahul done wrong to not get the number 5 position and be promoted lower down the order?
Just about the roles, like I said in the earlier after the New Zealand game, it's about roles. I think Akshar is better against the spinners and KL against the pacers, and with Jadeja not so good against death bowling in these conditions. Hardik needs that support from Rahul. You saw how impactful Rahul was down the order today when he was asked under pressure. Even there was a lot of criticism about Rahul for his 23 World Cup knock. But today he showed why he can just bat, given the situation. So the situation then demanded him to do that, and now when the situation demanded him to hit, he was there to hit. So I think that strategy has worked well for India. Having Akshar at 5 and Rahul at 6, just because of the roles in Dubai quickly.
There are like very rare moments, very rare moments.
Obviously, and good thing about Akshar is like he keeps the tempo going, right? Even if wickets are falling, even if he is coming quite early in the innings, he is just trying to resurrect. And when he is coming, when the tempo is good and the run rate is good, he is just trying to keep it up. So he is going with the match situation, and in every situation, he is doing his job perfectly. And it's not only with his batting, he is delivering impactful performances with both his batting and bowling. Bowling also, he got the wicket of Maxwell today. And that was also a very, very crucial turning point in that match because we all know what Maxwell can do. And let's be honest about it. And if India wouldn't have got that wicket at that time, India could have been chasing 300 also.
300, yeah. For sure.
And Akshar, like pre 2022, Akshar, like he was just going to dart the ball in like Jadeja. Did in his early days. Not now. The Jadeja now is perfect. But Akshar now, like he has understood that pace variation. He's bowling like sort of Sandner. He has learned from Sandner, I think. Just varying his pace brilliantly. It's not something he had in his bowling before. And that has made him a much better ODI bowler. And showing
बिल्कुल आपकी बात
Maxwell as well.
I'll just agree to that one point and moving forward to KL Rahul today because KL Rahul के जब रन्स लिखे होते हैं ना उसमें हमेशा बॉल्स का कॉलम ज्यादा होता है एंड देयर आर रेयर मोमेंट्स के वनडे फॉर्मेट में KL राहुल का स्ट्राइक रेट भी अच्छा है और एक इंपैक्टफुल नॉक हमें देखने को फिर से मिली है KL राहुल की बात करेंगे एक रिडेम्पशन हाथ मिला है क्योंकि वी स्टिल रिमेंबर हिज इंटरव्यू आफ्टर 2023 वर्ल्ड कप फाइनल वेयर ही सेड कि आई वाज इन डिलेमा कि मैं मिचेल स्टार्क को मारूं या ना मारूं एंड ही जस्ट गॉट आउट एट 66 विनम्र आज की जो 42 रन्स थे वो 42 रन्स तो है ही चलो बट कैसे आए वो 42 रन्स वो कॉन्फिडेंस कैसा दिखा बिकॉज लोग हमेशा ये बोलते हैं कि KL राहुल के पास वो टैलेंट है वो स्किल्स हैं बट वो कभी बाहर नहीं आ पाते आज वो 42 रन्स की इनिंग से दिखा भी तो KL राहुल मूविंग फॉरवर्ड टू द फाइनल्स हाउ इंपॉर्टेंट ही इज गोइंग टू बी विद दिस कॉन्फिडेंस
I think he's very, very crucial, and obviously people have been I don't know, they don't say he's underrated or whatever, but people have been disregarding a lot of what he can offer and what he brings to the table. At number 6, when you needed, when Akshar also got out, you needed someone, okay, you wanted Kohli to stay till the end. आपको जरूरत थी कि आप कोहली को end तक रखें to anchor the innings, and then someone to go hard and hit hard and to do all the aggressive hitting, which KL Rahul took the responsibility on his shoulders and he did it well. क्योंकि उस टाइम पे हमने देखा उनके बल्ले से छक्के भी आए थे, चौके भी आए थे, एंड तो फिनिश भी इन्होंने ही किया. तो to kind of take that responsibility and to do it well at number 6, जब आप aggressive, जब आप usually 2023 ODI World Cup final में देखा था कि he was going slow, he was in a dilemma, 66 runs मारे, बहुत balls लिए थे. आज वो उसका opposite, एक दूसरी तरह की छवि देखने को मिली थी केएल राहुल के बल्ले से. He was like, आज मैं हार्ड हिटिंग करने को तैयार हूँ कि विराट कोहली को आप एंड तक रखो क्योंकि ये एंकर करेंगे इनिंग्स. तो वो जो एक अलग तरह की छवि देखने को मिली ना केएल राहुल की, that talks a lot about the volumes about what he can offer as someone who can also anchor the innings or build the innings and also someone who can hit hard. तो बहुत बहुत क्रूशियल होने वाले हैं आगे के लिए भी, फाइनल के लिए भी, चाहे विकेट कीपिंग की बात करो या बैटिंग की बात करो. उस टाइम पे बहुत जरूरत थी किसी को हार्ड हिटिंग करने की और प्रेशर अब्सॉर्ब करने की, ताकि विराट कोहली आराम से अपना खेलें. तो वो बहुत अच्छी तरीके से केएल राहुल ने रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी उठाई.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. जैसे आपने बोला कि आज एक कॉन्फिडेंस दिख रहा था अलग सा चेहरे पे कि भाई आज मैच शायद से मैं ही फिनिश करूंगा. एंड व्हेन विराट इवन गॉट आउट, ही वाज लाइक, हम सुन सकते थे कि वो क्या बोल रहे हैं, यार मैं मार रहा हूँ यार, तू रुकता, मैं भी मैं हूँ. एग्जैक्टली. And that's what KL Rahul can bring to the table. बिल्कुल आपने सही बोला कि moving forward to finals, his wicket keeping skills needs to go a little up, but batting number 6 पे आके ऐसे मैच फिनिश करना, rare moments. And Kamat the man, Kamat the R, the greatest finisher, Mahendra Singh Dhoni के बाद India has ever got, and one of the best all-rounders. Let's talk about the man Hardik Pandya. क्योंकि थोड़ा सा पहले जो दिल में धड़कन जो थी वो ऊपर नीचे हुई थी मेरी भी, कि जब इनको देखा था वो थोड़े से लिम्प कर रहे थे. But Prasenjit, Hardik Pandya's impactful knock, those 2-3 sixes against Zampa, बिल्कुल ट्रेंड में आते आते, they just change the match scenario. And Hardik की वो partnership with KL बहुत impactful. विराट आउट हो चुका है.
Yeah, definitely. See, the match was also in a very tense situation in that position, right? When Hardik came out to bat and Virat got out. So in that position, India still needed to go at run a ball, and we all know in this UAE conditions, it is going to be very difficult to chase that down also. But Hardik just came out to bat and he went about it like he had been batting for 20-30 overs already. So he had the measure of the pitch, measure of the track, and he just went about his business like it was nothing at all. And that swaggered only. And last year, I think I interviewed Kesrick Williams also. And Kesrick Williams was like, I think Hardik Pandya is a lot like Vivian Richards. That swagger, the way he hits the ball. And I think he was right, because obviously, you see, like, world cricket hasn't had such a wide ball all-rounder. I think he's just too good. People can tell Ben Stokes, Ravindra Jadeja, everyone. But in wide ball, I think Hardik Pandya right now is the best one in world cricket right now.
Without any doubt. Without any doubt, because he can bring a lot of things on the table, and India can have a luxury कि शायद से India जब हार्दिक पांड्या खेल रहे हैं तो एक बॉलर कम खिला सकता है और एक बैटर भी कम खिला सकता है. India can play with 9 players if Hardik Pandya is at its 100% potential. And we saw today bowling से थोड़ा सा आज expensive गए, but we cannot expect to be very fiery. And 28 runs की जो innings थी बहुत important थी, बहुत अच्छा confidence दिया, but थोड़ी सी जो एक हार्ट बीट नीचे ऊपर गई थी वो जब वो लिम कर रहे थे. रोहित, लेट्स टॉक अबाउट हिज इंजरी कंसर्न, बिकॉज व्हेनेवर 2 players लिम, बी इट हार्दिक पांड्या, बी इट जसप्रीत बुमराह, इंडियन फैंस को थोड़ा सा तो धक धक होता है यार.
I mean, like, today just showed us how much India missed Hardik in the 2023 World Cup final.
Exactly.
If Hardik was there, probably India would have won that game. An extra bowler, a finisher, like, India missed both of them in that game. And I think Hardik, like, just his, what separates these players in these pressure situations is their clarity of thinking under pressure. And Hardik, like, if you see in the T20 World Cup final, the dismissal of Klaasen, even under that situation, he had the clarity of thinking to bowl a wider one to Klaasen to tempt him to go outside off. And similarly here today, the way Nathan Ellis was bowling, it is clear that runs were not going to come from his end. He was getting a slight bit of reverse. He was varying his pace brilliantly. He was hitting the right lengths. It was difficult to hit him. and he played out Ellis that over. There was, I think, just 1 run scored of that over from Ellis. When Zampa came on, he knew that if this over runs did not come, Ellis would come in again, and another tight over from Ellis would have just made the situation very difficult for India. And he just understood that situation and just hit Zampa for those 2 sixes. Like, not just the clarity in thinking, the execution as well is just brilliant. So I think to have 3 players of this kind, like Kohli, obviously Hardik, and then Bumrah, he's not there today, but to have 3 players of this kind in knockout situations, like that is the difference between winning and losing these knockout games. So I think his injury obviously a big concern for India. If he's not fit for the
If
final,
there's
how do you even
yeah.
balance it? Like
We were discussing a little while back about KL Rahul. Like, how is he batting so freely right now? His strike rate is good and everything, not like the 2023 World Cup final. So it is also a lot because of Hardik. He knows after me, Hardik is coming. Okay, he can take care. I can bat a bit more freely. So that has had a big impact on KL Rahul's performance also.
And Rahul
That's
also,
what
his clarity was also brilliant. He also took on the bowling at the perfect time. Zampa came back for a spell. He knew that Smith needed a couple of overs from Zampa. He did not give him that. Like, he took on Zampa, and there was that needless shot from Kohli as well in the same over. But otherwise, because he took on Zampa, Smith was forced to bowl Tanvir Sangha in that over, and it just did not work out in favor of them. So I think, like, Rahul obviously he knew that Hardik was there, Jadeja was there down the order, so he had that leeway to go big.
we saw clearly today that why India was missing that X factor from Hardik Pandya. It's not because कि वो बैटिंग से या bowling से इतना प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं, but because दूसरे प्लेयर बहुत कॉन्फिडेंट फील करते हैं. आपको पता है कि आपके पास एक प्लेयर है जो रिलाय कर सकते हो जिसपे. And now we can just say we are in the finals, and चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी फाइनल एक बहुत बड़ी हाइप है. 8 टीम्स खेलती हैं इसमें और बहुत रेयर होती है. विनम्र, if I just have to ask you one thing, ki, who would you like to face in the finals? Be it South Africa or will it be New Zealand?
Honestly, Rishit bhai, I would like to see New Zealand in the final. To be very honest, एक तरीके का वो है ना कि यार अभी ग्रुप स्टेज में हराया इनको, तो अभी फाइनल में भी देख लेंगे, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. तो उस तरीके का थोड़ी मेंटालिटी है कि न्यूजीलैंड को एक बार अभी ऑलरेडी अच्छे से हरा चुके हैं, तो फिर might want to see him then play again in the final. Keeping that in mind, obviously South Africa भी पहुंच सकती है, वो तो कल ही पता चलेगा क्या कौन पहुंचता है. But I personally would like to see New Zealand versus India, and that's my prediction for the final.
So 10-year challenge जो 2015 के वर्ल्ड कप में हुआ था, इंडिया वर्सेस ऑस्ट्रेलिया का सेमीफाइनल, साउथ अफ्रीका वर्सेस न्यूजीलैंड का सेमीफाइनल, वहां पे थोड़ा सा टर्न अराउंड हुआ है एंड वी सॉ इंडिया विनिंग. एंड अब कल दूसरा सेमीफाइनल होगा. प्रसन्नजीत, पर्सनली who would you want to face in the finals? Because मेरे को लगता है कि न्यूजीलैंड को फेस करना थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट हो सकता है इंडिया के लिए, बिकॉज मिचेल सैंटनर और जो स्पिनर्स हैं न्यूजीलैंड की क्वालिटी वो थोड़ी सी हार्मफुल है इंडिया के लिए.
Yeah, like you told Rishit, like I would obviously want to face South Africa in the final. I would want India to face South Africa in the final, but I think it's going to be New Zealand, because you all know New Zealand have at the edge over South Africa and also in India in knockout matches, right? So I don't want to see them in the final so that India goes on to, I won't say obviously the dreaded word. And if South Africa is there in the final, it obviously presents them with a good chance to claim the trophy they have never had. T20 World Cup mein chhoot gaya, and they will have another chance to claim this trophy now. But I don't think they have it in themselves right now to claim the trophy. If they go into the final, they will face India, and India always had the upper hand over South Africa. But if it's New Zealand, it's going to be a whole different story altogether. They will come prepared this time. What we saw in the group stage match against India, it's not going to happen this time. So obviously I want India South Africa final, but I think it is going to be India New Zealand.
Rohit, moving forward with the India versus New Zealand, India versus South Africa prediction, we hope कि जो भी टीम आए हमारे India just bats and bowls and feels the best. But Rohit, moving forward to the finals and preparation for the finals, now India is in the final और हम ये expect करेंगे जीते. But do you see any changes before the final? If there are no injury concerns, अगर injury होती तो obviously there will be forceful changes. But do you think any change in action, change in plan?
I think obviously with the way Shami bowled today, I don't think India might consider changes. But ideally, I would have somebody like Arshdeep or Harshit for the final in these Dubai conditions, especially somebody like Harshit again. Like I thought Harshit was a better pick for the semi-final, and I still think he'll be a better pick for the final, irrespective of whether New Zealand or South Africa make it, because he can swing the ball up front. He's also somebody who hits the hard lengths, and you saw how effective Nathan Ellis was on that second innings today. And Harshit is somebody like very similar. He has these variations, pace variations. He goes from 150 to straight 115 in terms of pace. Like his slow balls are very deceptive. I think he's a natural wicket taker. So having somebody like him is obviously a big plus. That means Shami sits out, but I think in terms of just gauging the conditions and playing, I think Harshit is a better pick. And New Zealand versus South Africa, like see, the match is in Lahore, and Lahore is an out and out batting pitch, and South Africa's batting firepower, like even as I don't want to jinx South Africa, but I feel like South Africa have a huge edge over New Zealand in this semi-final, because their batting is way more explosive than New Zealand's, and New Zealand spinners, they are completely different in Dubai and Pakistan. Like in Dubai, the conditions help their finger spinners. In Pakistan, there is
I guess Rohit is stuck.
yeah, South Africa have a better chance of reaching the final, and it's also in favor of India if South Africa reaches, because once they reach the final, it's going to be in Dubai, and in Dubai, South Africa's batters are going to struggle against spin, and their bowling
That's for
will also
sure.
be as effective. So I think it is going to be an India South Africa final, and again, India are going to win.
So basically, another ICC trophy loading. Fingers crossed.
इतना over confidence मतलब optimism is nice but confidence we should not estimate underestimate नहीं करना चाहिए because South Africa will be coming full guns because and इस बार Temba Babuma है captain but Prasenjit अब final होगा Sunday Dubai and like you said we might see the last of Kohli and Rohit in this format because अब इसके बाद जो ODI format का tournament होना है वो 2027 का World Cup होना है do you think that yes, it'll be the end of this era?
I think so. If India wins, then definitely we are going to see them retiring from this format also, because they won't wait. Honestly, they also know that the youngsters are already waiting in the ranks and they need chances also. Selectors will also want to look past them. Obviously, Kohli is still scoring runs. Rohit also got a century against England in the ODI series. So, but still, if you see them, they are not as consistent as they were before. They have their own limitations right now. Age is not on their side. So I think with the trophy in their hands, it will be a really good time to hang their boots.
It'll be a very good farewell, but
disagree. I kind of disagree. Like,
रुलाओ मत हमको.
no, I don't think they are going to retire. Like that hurt of 2023 World Cup, like that is lingering for both of them. And next World Cup is in
Yeah.
South Africa. It's in 2 years. This ICC Champions Trophy, it's not even a tournament. Like it's not like a World Cup.
If it's not even a tournament, why are we here discussing right now? And why are we?
it's a multi-nation tournament. But
कड़वा सच निकल गया.
Let's be honest, it's just brought back to increase ICC's revenue, nothing else. So
Plus, don't
this
forget
18
Rohit
tournament
Sharma's
is
recent
something else.
interview where he said that अभी मैं कहीं नहीं जा रहा हूँ यार. Maybe that's going to be how it is.
हाँ मतलब if we'll be realistic, Rohit will be 40 and Virat will be 39 in 2027 World Cup. And Rohit Sharma की innings, what we expect from Rohit Sharma थोड़े से वो नहीं दिखते हैं. Virat okay, he is fit, he is scoring runs, not consistently, but हाँ, he is still scoring runs. Might be Rohit's last World Cup as a captain, can be a possibility. What do you think, Vinam?
Which 2027 World Cup?
No, this Champions Trophy, sorry.
This
Champions Trophy would be the last
as
ICC
captain,
tournament.
Yeah, probably as ODI captain, yes. I think he might want to hang his boots as captain after this tournament. But retirement की बात करें तो I don't think so. I mean, that's not what I would want. But as captain, probably yes, you have someone like probably, मैं बोल नहीं रहा कि फाइनल है, शुभमन गिल waiting in the ranks to probably take up ODI captaincy after him. So after this tournament, yeah, hopefully, probably not hopefully, we don't want that, but Rohit Sharma might retire from ODI as captain only, not cricket.
समझ गया यार विनम्र, मेरा भी सेम ही है, फैंस का जो हमारे व्यूअर्स हैं उनका भी सेम ही यही होगा कि यार ठीक है आप जीत जाओ पर आप अभी मत जाना, अभी दिल भरा नहीं है, अभी ना जाओ छोड़कर, अभी दिल भरा नहीं है। बट लेट्स होप, लेट्स सी, कल है हमारा सेकंड सेमीफाइनल इन लाहौर एंड न्यूजीलैंड में भी फेसिंग साउथ अफ्रीका। इनकी भी एक अलग हिस्ट्री रही है। देखते हैं कि इंडिया को क्या फेस करने को मिलेगा, क्या वो न्यूजीलैंड होगी, मिचेल सैंटनर होंगे दुबई की पिच पे, फिर से फंसा मैच होगा, या फिर साउथ अफ्रीका होगा जो उनका एक प्यारा सा राइवल है, बिकॉज 2024 के T20 वर्ल्ड कप का ड्रॉ जो खत्म किया है वो साउथ अफ्रीका के बैटर्स ने भी किया था। बट थैंक यू फॉर ज्वाइनिंग दिस लाइव सेशन। ऐसी और लाइव सेशंस हम इंडिया के मैचेस में लाते रहेंगे, हमसे जुड़े रहिए क्योंकि बहुत अच्छा डिस्कशन वीडियोस के तौर पे, लाइव के तौर पे हम आपके लिए लाते रहते हैं। सब्सक्राइब करें इस चैनल को और हाँ, अपने वैल्यूएबल कमेंट्स करना बिल्कुल भी मत छोड़िएगा। मिलते हैं अगले लाइव सेशन में।